I started feeling tired, got off old school RuneScape, and tried to go to bed around midnight or maybe 1. Maybe 1. It's about quarter to 6 a.m. right now. I'm still awake, and I'd been planning on making a video this morning. It is going to be a fun day. I'm still going to make the video, but it might be a little bit later in the day. So I've got a lot of shit I want to do today. Well, a fair bit of shit, relative for me anyway. And most of it isn't on this thing, so I should probably put it down and take a break from it real soon. So I've got this pile. Looks like just a pile of white fabric. It's all stuff that's ready to be tie-dyed. Well, it's not all the stuff. Pile of stuff to tie-dye, actually way bigger than I originally thought. Like, just bags of stuff. Half of it's already tied and ready to be dyed, I just haven't got to it, and I'm not getting to it today. I just want to contain it, get it in a box and somewhere. These are some beans I grew. These ones I dried outside. I'm not sure if they're a little too far gone to be viable. I'm hoping to grow more beans from these next year because there's a few I haven't taken the beans out of yet. There's a few that kind of got a little moldy there. But yeah, they get pretty big. Big, tough ass beans, not great for eating. Hopefully good seed beans though. And yeah, hopefully they dry up good enough, or I should really look how best to preserve beans for seed. I never have, so I could be doing it wrong. So obviously, I've got a shit ton to do. This room has a lot of fucking cleaning up that needs to be done in it, but first, I want to go for a quick little skate. That spot is too janky. I'm gonna set up somewhere else. I'm happy enough and sweaty enough with that. I think I'll be satisfied with skating for today if I just flip one heel flip. I don't land them yet, but I'll see if I can flip one. First try. Well, halfway first try. That's it for today. So that was all fun. Scrape myself up a little bit. That wasn't too fun, but the rest of it was fun. Yeah. Now just to get up to some of the rest of the stuff that I want to get done today. Got some video editing I'd like to do. Yeah, I should get that done at least today. I don't know if I'll record more, but I should edit the video that I've got already. I need to make food. I've also got these so I can experiment with some flavors. I do a little bit of home brewing. I've mostly done box wine, but I also like to brew mead. I do that from scratch from honey, but I've only done like really basic meads, and I want to do some different ones, experiment with some flavors, see if I can come up with something that's like actually pretty good. And I could probably do to finish shrimp. Like I said, I want to do a little bit of talking, but after all that skating, first I need a shower. So yeah, I mentioned this was going to be a little bit of a like internal talky kind of video. And it is, like, what I want to talk about is that I'm kind of really fucking sad. And I don't mean that, like, in the emotional way. If I'm being totally fucking honest, like, I'm probably less sad emotionally the last few months, half a year, a little more than that, even maybe, than I've been for a long time before that. Like, emotionally, I'm pretty fucking good lately. It's a little weird, but I'm not knocking it. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just riding that one wave. The way I'm talking about being sad is that, and a lot of this is gonna sound sad, but I'm not all that sad about it. I'm just throwing that out there. But I'm 28. I've never really not lived at home unless, like, you count like 2 weeks of hitchhiking. That doesn't fucking count though. I've never really not lived at home. I haven't ever really found any idea what I want to do as a job or career for any solid amount of time. I always feel like if I'm making a decision like that, I'm kind of locking myself into a job for like 6 months, year at least. And yeah, it's hard for me to do that kind of shit without having a goal or like a light at the end of the tunnel type thing. And if I could figure that out, maybe it would be a little bit easier for me to like take on work that I feel like a lot of people think I'm lazy, and I'm definitely a work smart, not hard kind of person. Like, I'm not the kind of person who thinks that there is virtue in work for work's sake. Like, enjoy your fucking life. It's the only one you got. Don't waste it all working because you think that it's the moral and ethical thing to do. I'm not saying don't work. I'm just saying don't put your value as a human in working a hell of a lot. And I want to find work one of two ways. Either I want to find work that's fulfilling to me through the work that I'm doing and that feels like it should be done, that feels like I'm making a positive difference in the world. And to be totally fucking blunt, most jobs that I've looked at and think about doing don't really feel like that. There are some that like kind of neutral. Like I'd be making my money and I wouldn't be harming too much. Like it's hard to find a job that isn't petroleum industry dependent these days. If only because you're using your car either to get to and from it or to get in between jobs or whatever the case is. Like a lot of industries are way more petroleum dependent than that, like shipping industry, food distribution, that kind of stuff. But yeah, you even just that much. Like I want to be working either close to home or feeling damn good about the work that I'm doing, or I want to have something like second option. I want to find something outside of work that I'm really passionate about and that can fill that hole that I was describing work doing. But having that outside work might make it a little more bearable to endure a job that isn't what I'm looking for, but pays a fair bit. Basically, I don't really feel like I've been looking for a decade. Like I've been out of high school basically that long now. I actually finished a semester early so I could take that second semester and try and figure out what I wanted to do, but that obviously didn't work. But yeah, I'm I've never been able to find a job that really feels like a good fit. Even working with a couple career counselors within the past 6 months, that didn't really help. Did a couple other things that didn't really help. I'm thinking about basically just saying fuck it, swallowing the potential debt that I might run into, going to university, seeing if that helps either my mindset, my
my value as a worker, whatever it might be. Might be a valuable experience anyway. At the very least, I would be able to get dental insurance through school or college. And I would also, worst case scenario, worst case Ontario, however you want to look at it, I spent a year in school and realized that it's not for me. And then I know. Maybe I find that it's great and I've been depriving myself in my adult life of not being in an educational setting. It's been about 10 years. Maybe I'll take to it better than I did back when I was young. I wasn't poor at it when I was young. I never saw the point, so I never put any work in. I could kind of just scrape by in school with minimal effort, and for the most part, that's what I did. Probably not the best approach, but I didn't enjoy school. I didn't really think it was all that important. Probably underestimated the importance of it a little bit. Way she goes. Anyway, there are other, like, it's kind of sad to me that I've been trying to do gardening, farming type stuff, like very, very small scale farming. I could consider it a little more gardening than farming. But I've been trying to do that kind of thing for the past, like, 5-ish years at least. Not really had much success with it. I'm thinking I need to find something to specialize in. Probably going to try garlic, see how that works. I love garlic anyway. I tried carrots this year. Not many of my carrots came up. Probably going to talk to one of our provincial politicians about advice that he gave about carrot growing while he was doing a town hall here. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I need to figure my shit out, is the big point of what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of things that I kind of like, but none of those things are the kind of thing like I was referring to before, where it's like, this is a thing that I'm hugely passionate about. I can do this in my 8 hours of off time, excluding my 8 hours of sleep that I should need, and then endure this shitty fucking job for 8 hours that actually pays me enough to maintain this other thing. The other hard part to that being, are there jobs these days that actually provide that kind of a pay? Am I actually going to just have to drop 95% of the things that I want to do and focus on one thing as a business and make it as viable as I possibly can? That might be something that happens. I might have to. I don't really know what I'm going to end up doing with my life. I'm not feeling terribly bad about it, but. And I should have said this at the start of my talk and spiel, but I'm not looking for pity. That isn't what this is about. That isn't what any of my videos are ever about. The venting kind of videos. I just need to get shit out there sometimes. Like to get shit off my chest, and sadly don't have another way to do it. Saying sad a lot, but it's just unfortunate situations. And sad is a lot shorter of a word than unfortunate. Anyway, I've been rambling a hell of a lot. I'm going to spend the rest of my night cleaning my room. Might work on these things a little more. See if I can finish that project sometime soon. Because that's another sad fact about me. I start projects and, be honest, if I just drilled my focus in on them, did them all, it'd probably take me less than a week, but I stretch them out so the project takes me like several months. Anyway, gonna work on the editing that I gotta do, clean my room a little bit, hopefully clean my room a bunch, but it's late, and that's a fair bit of a project. A little bit of a project anyway. And I'd like to play a little more RuneScape tonight anyway, so I'm gonna try and be fairly productive, but not too productive. Kind of goes back to the attitude I was talking about earlier. I'll probably update you before I actually turn in, show you how productive I was. But I hope you all have an awesome night anyway. If I don't say it again.
Way late at this point, but I've got the editing that I had to do done and uploads ready for the next little while. Gonna spoil what's coming next on my other channel, but if you're interested in it, go check out the link in the description. That'd be a big help. But yeah, pretty low energy lately, but yeah. Way she goes. Not trying to drag on too much. Point being, I got the shit done, except for the editing that I still have to do on this video. And I'm gonna do it, it's just, shit just takes me longer than I'd like it to take me. I'd like to be accomplishing more in a shorter period of time. There's not enough hours in the day, is kind of what I'm getting at. Anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for listening to this not so little spiel. Thanks for listening to whatever of my spiels that you decide to listen to or have listened to in the past. I appreciate it all. I should wrap up this video. I'm hoping to figure out at least one of the things I'm doing or something else that kind of halfway or more counts towards something like getting my shit together. I'll keep you as updated, but I also should probably try and make content a little less frequently, more quality, less quantity, if you get what I mean. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Have a good evening and night and whenever you happen to be watching this, and yeah, hope you're here for when I get even better shit coming out.